Hi everyone, my name is Eric and today I will be reviewing the UDI-RC. This is the U841. This is a 4-in-1 quadcopter. Comes with some wheels, blade guards, and it actually has an HD camera on this one as well too. So I'll show you some footage from the camera. I'll show you how this thing flies inside, outside, as well as with these different accessories that it comes with. And if you guys do like this one, I put a link to it in the description down below where you can find one. And if you do have any questions, please just leave me in the comments. Okay, let's get into it. So if you guys want to fast forward to the actual flying footage, you can just go to that time code right there. Okay, so the overall flight performance of this thing is okay. It's not spectacular. I do think a lot of the other quadcopters in this size range do fly better. But you definitely get a lot of accessories with this one. And I really like the way this thing flies, for example, with these big wheels. But just flying this as a normal quadcopter, it does have the 6-axis gyro, which makes it stable. But the problem with this one is it has so much power that it's just, for a beginner flyer, it might be a little bit too much. Because when you put the throttle in on this thing, it takes off and it goes really quick. Now, the motor size on this one, you could see they're really good sized motors. And I'll compare that with the X9, for example. The motors are very similar. Actually, I think they might even be identical size motors, but if you look at the size of the two quads, they're very different size. This one is very lightweight. It has no camera. It actually has motors for the wheels too. So this one does drive around on the road really well. And if you want to check this review out, I included a link in the description on this one too. So if you're just looking for a quadcopter that drives around really well and flies, the X9 is also a really good quad to check out. But for this one, the flight performance with the two wheels was by far my favorite. And I'll go ahead and show you how to put those on. So for the two large wheels, you have to press down your middle bar pretty hard. And then these little latches will fit in. You just kind of move that around until they fit in the holes. And that'll hold it on there really nice. And then the wheels just snap on the sides. And now removing the wheels, it's a little bit difficult. If you can't pull them out, sometimes if you just take some scissors, some needle nose pliers, and pinch those two little clips in there, then you can easily pull them out. But in this mode, this was my favorite because this does a really good job protecting the top, the bottom, and for the sides. And this thing can fly. It's really neat. It can actually drive on the ceiling and on the ground. It can go downstairs. This thing can take a lot of abuse. So if a new flyer is learning to fly this one, I definitely recommend to fly it first with the two big wheels before you take them off. Just because this thing has so much power and you can easily break it if you're not careful. And then your other options, you do have the four wheels. So if you want to drive it around like a car, now it doesn't have steering, but you can put the wheels on with these kind of struts right here. And the wheels, they just pop on like that. And then you're going to slide them on the side right here. And with the two wheels, the turning is actually really good. It doesn't drive very well, very fast, but when you're driving slow inside, the performance is really good. And as far as the lights go, the visibility of the lights are pretty nice. It does have, the whole arm does light up. And then you also have your blade guards. If you just want to fly with the blade guards on and none of the wheels, you do have that option too. And these slide on the same way that your smaller wheels slide on. It does come with 4 extra blades and then a USB charger. So if you want to charge this from your computer or your cell phone charger, anywhere you can find a USB. And then it does come with the micro SD card and a micro SD to USB converter. So I'll show you that. So your micro SD card's right here at the bottom. You just push down, pops out, and then when you want to get the footage off, you just put it in there and then put it in your computer, and this is included. So to start recording on the control, you do have your camera and your photo button. So if you look at the bottom, when you press that button, that light will go green to red. And when it's flashing red, that means it's recording. And you can stop recording by hitting again. And then to take a photo, you just press the button over on the right. It'll flash red, and you just took a photo. If you do want to save, just make sure when you're done recording, you want to turn off the camera before you turn off the quadcopter. So make sure you press this button again before you unplug the quad, or else it's not going to save the video footage. And on your remote, you can actually see how much trim you're putting in. You do have your trim here and here, and then here and here. And then you got your battery and your radio reception. Now, the distance on this control was not that good. It is advertised, I believe, at 30 meters. I was only getting maybe about 20 meters, and then it just falls out of the sky. So out of a lot of the other quads this size, this one does not get that good of a reception. So, you know, just make sure if you're flying it outside, don't let it get too far away from you, because, you know, again, with the power, it can fly really far, really fast, and the reception is just not that good. So indoors, this thing flies excellent. In low mode, it does have 3 different speed settings. So if you press the left side, now it's in high, you can actually see the LMH. In low mode, that is the only mode I would fly in inside. On medium and high, it's just way too fast. And as far as the battery goes, it is a 450 milliamp hour battery, which is pretty big for this size quadcopter, but your flight times are not really going to be that great. You're maybe looking at about 5 minutes at most. It is advertised to get between 5 and 7 minutes, but the quadcopter is just so heavy, the motors are so big, and you know, you do have the camera that's going to be pulling some energy from the battery, so you just have a lot going on that's really going to reduce your battery life on this one. So I'm saying between 4 and 5 minutes. That's realistically what I've been getting. Okay, and that's my review on the U841. If you guys did find the video helpful, I always appreciate those thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with my future reviews. Alright, the range on this thing is not that good. I'm thinking about maybe 30 feet, but it could be because I'm in the middle of these houses here. I don't know. But it seems to, right about there is my limit, and then it starts acting up. It's a fun quadcopter, but it definitely has some quirks about it, and I think that's just because of all the extra weight it's carrying around. It just kind of throws off the gyro, but it is certainly fun to go from being in the sky to bounce on the ground, because this thing really doesn't want to crash. There we go. I mean, unless you get this thing stuck in a tree or in a bush, I think it's just going to keep going. You can probably even roll around in grass. Let's test it out. This thing will roll around in grass, no problem. And that's pretty thick grass too. There's quite a bit of a breeze. start going too fast, this thing just lifts up off the ground. This is in slow mode. It can fight that breeze in slow mode pretty well. And switch it to put on high. It lost reception there for a second. Oops. Seems to get a little bit unstable. Or it could just be the breeze though. I know it's kind of windy right here where we are. But I'm thinking just because it's carrying all this extra weight, sometimes it does get a little wobbly. Let's try that again. Let's go ahead and take it. I'm going to take it full speed. This is in high mode. That was a crash. That was my fault. Okay, and it lost reception.
Through life, every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day. And everything's going your way. Before walk through